other Valiant fans, and welcome. My name is Tyson Agler, and join me is head men's and women's cross country and track and field coach Eric Schaffer. Coach, the girls and the guys have been underway in the indoor season throughout the year. So how have they been doing, and how's the training been going?
They've been doing great. Cross country had a great season. They came off a strong season, a lot of PRs, a lot of success, and so they have a big base under the belt. They're ready for indoor season. They got a little bit of break right around Thanksgiving break, and they've been slowly building. And we have our meets coming up in January and February. Those are the big ones. And then our sprinters, jumpers, and throwers have been working really hard since November, since we started their preseason. And they're really anxious. We went to a small meet, Monmouth Showcase meet. It was a great showing. They looked fit. They looked ready. So we're ready to get some momentum going and have a big season this indoor season.
And then this year you have a lot of new faces, underclassmen, along with some transfers coming in. Can you talk about having to try to transition them to college track and field?
Everyone's been responding great. We have some great veterans, and they've been leading the example, and they've been setting that tone. And so whatever they've been doing and just the way they've been treating each other and training and working off each other, they've been doing great. And just the momentum we've had, and we just want to keep it going, and the success we've had with prior seasons and with our veterans, we just really need to set that tone going, and we need to just make sure those young people step up, even though if they're freshmen or sophomores or transfers, they need to step in that role, and they need to show what they can do out on the track or out in the field or with the jumps.
And then speaking of those veterans, you bring back a lot of quality veterans this year. Can you talk about the importance of not only bringing them back to lead those young athletes, but then also to come back and then lead the team and kind of be the role models and set the standards for Manhattanville track and field? Absolutely.
I mean, like I said, the freshmen and sophomores have come and make an impact, but I'm really relying on those juniors and seniors who have had a lot of success here already, and they're going to be setting the tone in terms of leading in meets, scoring points for meets, not even just for conference meets and ECACs, but also in just team meets where we could score a lot of points, and we want to be in the top 50% of all these meets. We want to go for the win for a lot of these events, not just within their event, but at the meet as well. So it's really important for people like Austin McClone to really step up and show the distance and mid distance that you can score in meets and you can have success immediately. He's a freshman or sophomore, and Shannon Roberts, our top sprinter, same thing. She needs to set the example for the sprinters and and set that tone, because we want to build a tradition of success, and we want to build not just individual champions but team championships as well.
And also the Valiants at depth this year. How important is it that now you have not just one or two good runners, now you have multiple good runners, multiple throwers, and multiple jumpers?
That's really important for a team aspect in track and field. I mean, you're not going to win championships by just having one or two good athletes, but 3, 4, or 5 athletes, not just in distance, not just in throws and jumps, but in everywhere. So it has to be all of the field events: high jump, triple jump, long jump, weight throw, shot put, hurdles, everything. So it's not just distance and sprints. We rely on everyone to score points, and not just relying on one person or this person or that person, but we need everyone to step up. And like I said, you may not have to be winning the meets or winning the race, but you also have to be just trying to score points. We just need to score more points. We need that depth, and we have that this year. It's the biggest crew we've ever had. So I'll be relying on anyone and everyone, not just our top athletes, but the transfers that came in, the freshmen, the sophomores, everyone. So that's going to be the difference, is just that depth this year. We don't necessarily need just the big ones showing up, but we need everyone to show up on the day.
And then indoor season, a lot of coaches use it as a springboard then for the outdoor and spring season. What is your philosophy behind how you coach the team in the winter and indoors?
Yeah, I mean, indoor is it's a longer season than outdoors. Outdoors is only about 4 or 5 weeks, depending on the athlete. It could go as long as 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks, but for the most part, it's a pretty short season for outdoors. So for indoor, we'll be training through some of the meets. I mean, we'll be getting after some meets where we want to score points and we want to make the most of the meets, but we have to conserve a little bit, because it's a long season, especially for distance too. They're in season, 3 seasons: fall, winter, and spring. So even for the sprinters and the throwers and the jumpers, there are 2 seasons. So we have to spread it out. We have to be smart the way we approach meets, the way we approach training, because we have to carry it all the way from January all the way to May. So even though it's just indoors just until the end of February, beginning of March, we have to time ourselves. We have to time it perfectly for peaking at the end of March, take a little bit of a break into March, because then later in March is the outdoor season. So the kids can't get too excited. We don't want to peak too soon, and we don't want to burn them out by outdoor season. So it's important to get a good foundation of just training and competitions on their belt, and then eventually that'll carry into outdoor, and we carry that momentum, and then we can just take a little break, and then we can really get after it for outdoor. Outdoor track is really the season that matters most with the weather, and you can run faster on the tracks, not as tight turns. The it was more cooperative for training, so you get the most out of training. So indoors laying the foundation for outdoor. It's still an important season, but the main focus is outdoor season.
And finally, Coach, a lot of good veterans, a lot of quality younger classmen coming in. So what's going to be the expectation for the Valiants this year in the indoor season?
I mean, the overall expectation for us really is we want to improve on where we placed at max this year. We want to have more qualifiers for ECACs. And so the biggest thing for me, the biggest result is, I mean, if we're not trying to compete for not just individual champions at conference and at ECACs, or even for indoor and outdoor, that's the main goal. So I can't set an exact place of where we want to be, what we want to prove upon last year, both for indoor and outdoor. And so we're going to relying on the veterans and even the newcomers to, come in and, make an impact immediately. That's the most important thing. Is not if you're a freshman and sophomore doesn't mean you kind of take the back seat and you watch the veterans do their thing. They need to step up immediately because we want to place higher at ECACs. We want to place higher at MAC championships. So for me, everyone has to be finished in top 50% within their event and as a team. So, I mean, it's always a stretch, and it's the goal of every team, but we want to win conference. We want to win not just conference as a team, but we also want to have individual champions as well.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck this year.
Thank you very much.